Okay, game 2, that's actually game 1 and all sorts of every type of carnage. I don't really know. I promise I'm going to try and be slightly more cheerful and upbeat in this game. That's my solemn promise to you, because I got a bit carried away in the last game. I do apologise for that. So Jonesy here with for some reason just waiting to build the 2 drones instead of just building the first one at the start of the game. Don't know why. KernelPanic in with the early chrono boost. I don't like it. Don't like the early chrono boost. Don't like it. Anyway, drops a pylon very sensibly, dropping a pylon there, because otherwise he'd be supply blocked soon. So Jonesy is going to scout again. Look, you know, he's off with the minerals. You know what I mean? He's taking the minerals with him. Does me nothing. Look, this is 5 minerals that you don't have. You know what I mean? That's going to throw your build right off. You're just the whole game you're going to be trying to, like, you know, ages from now you're just going to be like, oh, I'll just throw down my Ultralisk Cavern. Oh darn it, I'm 5 minerals short. Could have sworn I had the time and nailed, but no, you're just the whole game you're going to be 5 minerals short. Anyway, oh look, it's a forge. Like, what's with the forge first? It's not Wings of Liberty. It's not 2010. Who goes forge first? Seriously, who does that? What sort of criminal does that? Anyway, KernelPanic pulls all of the workers to try and kill this one and fails to do so. The worker sees that it's a forge and disappears. So, you know, what do you do if you see that it's a forge? This Overlord's well positioned to see any worker coming in, so you keep a close eye on that. You have to assume it's going to be a cannon rush, some sort of miserable cannon rush, you know, because I don't know, people that go forge first, they just lack imagination, don't they? So you've got to assume there's going to be what the hell, what am I seeing with my eyes? These guys are just standing. Look, 3 of them holding minerals. At least he's got this 5 back. I mean, that would have put his Ultralisk Cavern back on track, but unfortunately these dudes, they're just like, nah, I'm keeping these minerals. I've mined hard for these minerals, so I'm just going to keep them. They're mine. You don't get them. Jonesy's spawning pool does finish, so presumably we're shortly going to see some Zerglings in production, or at least some queens in production, or some things in production. These guys are still just going to sit and chill. So I'm not really sure what the plan is with those. Meanwhile, KernelPanic, has KernelPanic done any scouting whatsoever? Having done no scouting whatsoever, have not an inkling what's happening, decides to build 2 cannons up here instead of maybe here. You know, so screw you, natural, you don't get protected. No cannons for you, but I'll be fine up here on the high ground. So he's built the 2 cannons. He has no idea if those are going to be of any use to him whatsoever. This worker is just carefully watching the gas. He's like really worried about the gas, and he's just watching it. He's just checking this little corner here. He's like, yeah, I'm worried about the gas. That's good. This base is finished up. This base is finished up. So, I mean, maybe we're just going to see some normal play now. Maybe, Jonesy, look at it. Why are the larvae just not being turned into stuff here? You know what I mean? 3 minutes into the game, you're not building stuff. Is it because you've got no money? Whoops, nope. Is it because you've got something better to do? Like, you haven't. Your units aren't even moving. What, you know, what could possibly be more important than building the workers? Build the workers. You can't build an army if you haven't got the money. You can't have. Oh no, don't do it. I'm always curious about what happens to those minerals. Does it end up in the building? You know, like a kind of pearl inside an oyster. Is it an oyster you get pearls from? I think it is. If you like blow apart, rip open a Zerg building, and the worker that turned into it was holding mint. Look, just another one. You've just added 5 to the cost of this spine crawler. You've added 5 to the cost of this Evo chamber. You know what I mean? That's 10 minerals. Oh man, grim. Anyway, what we're seeing so far is an awful lot of sort of blind static defense, and why not? You know, static defenses can be helpful, I guess. So just go ahead and build some. Yep, we've got 2 Evos here, but nothing actually being done with them, so unclear what the purpose of building both of those was at this stage. What I'm not seeing an awful lot of is units for the Zerg. You know, we're almost 5 minutes in. There's only a handful of Lings, and they're not on the map. Look, they're just chilling out at home. So what I'd really like to see is these Lings running about the map. Literally, just even like in the crudest possible way, you just right click them into the middle of the map and then hit P and click here, shift P to here, and just have them running backward and forward through the map. It just means if anything comes out onto that map, those Lings attack it, and you know about it. Also, these overlords, I want them spread all over the map. I want them everywhere. Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw a Stargate somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Look, so KernelPanic's built a Stargate and some pylons, and it's looking like he's going to build a Void Ray. Void Ray's got buffed not so long ago, so that this guy's still he's just like checking the gas. Checking the gas. Are you mining the gas? I'm mining the gas. Are you mining the gas? Nah, I'm just going to check the gas. Void Ray's got buffed so that there's now an upgrade you can get from the fleet beacon, which makes them roughly the fastest thing in the game. They're insane. Still nobody uses them, like, because they're rubbish, but you know, kind of interesting. You can get quite fast Void Rays now. You do, to be fair, you see some Void Rays on the ladder, mostly in like 3v3 and stuff where it's pretty cheesy. But in 1v1 Void Rays, not that much. Not a bad choice though, not a terrible choice as Protoss. You can get a Void Ray out and just poke around the map and kill the overlords that are parked around the map scouting. Of course, in this particular game, there aren't any overlords parked around the map scouting, but if there were, you could have killed them. This zealot's going to walk over here. Void Ray is in a good, powerful position just here, ready to defend this circle. And then the Zerg, you know, the third is coming down for the Zerg. Evo Chamber's still idle, so not sure about that. Decides to build the Spore Crawler here just in case. And there we see the Spire. And look, a Nidus. I love the Nidus play. I seriously, I will just, as Zerg, I love Nidus play. I love just Niduses all day long. I'll drop a Nidus here, I'll drop a Nidus here. Sometimes I'll build 2 Niduses just so I can drop 2 at a time for fun. I'll drop a Nidus here, I'll drop a Nidus here, right in the middle of your face, and you won't even know why. You'll be like, what's he doing building a Nidus there? I'm totally going to kill that. And I'll be like, yeah, the one there's a distraction for the one here. Ah ha ha. Niduses are awesome. If you're unfamiliar with the Nidus, what it allows you to do is just pop out like a weird wormy thing on the other side of the map, and all your units can go in this end and pop out the other. So if you can manage to sneak a Nidus down here, and seriously, in this league, trust me, you can sneak a Nidus down roughly here and no one will notice. You slap the Nidus down and then all of your Lings come out of it and slay everything. It's amazing. Okay, what have we got going on? Not much. Third finishes up. Nobody really doing any sort of attacking, harassment, poking, nothing really, nothing happening. Jonesy going for just the full spectrum, decides to build another Evo chamber. Hopefully he'll actually use this one. These ones are not working. We've got there we saw this last game as well, this weird sort of, I'm going to upgrade melee and ranged attack. I don't know why. In general, as Zerg, you know, you focus on one or the other. Generally you're either going to be building stuff that needs melee, or you're going to be building stuff that needs ranged. Yeah. Still though, this army from KernelPanic is small, and there are a few cannons here, so you know you'd be able to defend it reasonably against a frontal attack, but it's a relatively small army. There's a few Void Rays up. I don't believe that Jonesy knows that though. I don't think he's seen that. He hasn't seen the Stargate. I don't think he's aware of those unless they killed a unit or something. But he has got some Hydras coming out, and Hydras against Void Rays do pretty well. In the Hydra Den, you want to get the speed upgrade for those Hydras. Actually, you want both upgrades ultimately if you're going to be building Hydras, but I normally would get the speed one first, especially if I'm against Void Rays, so that you've got a chance of sort of shift, right clicking your Hydras onto the Void Rays before you fire. Otherwise the Voids just run away from them. Yeah, so the Lings finally are going to move out, but you know, moving out at 9.5 minutes with a handful of Lings is unlikely to achieve much. but they will get in here and have a look. And actually, the void rays and the stuff that's here is going to, you know, see those off pretty handily. But you can't just run straight past all of that stuff and into the worker line here. I mean, you'd take a few losses from the cannons, sure, but you'd also kill a few workers, whereas standing and fighting there, you killed nothing, I think. Literally nothing. 2 units killed. Oh, maybe you got a zealot. I think there was there maybe a zealot or something over here at some point. Did I imagine that? Look, this guy. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, hang on. Where is he? There he is. Look. See him? See him? Why can't I zoom in? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure I zoomed in earlier. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look. A cube of gas. How cool is that? Literally carries gas about in a like weird cube. That's how cool Protoss are. They're able to just turn gas into a cube. Mental. Zergs, they carry it about in like weird little globule things, wrap it up in like some sort of bubbly phlegm thing. Bubbly phlegm, a phlegm bubble is what I meant. Some rank phlegm bubble. They just like inhale the gas and then blow some sort of phlegm bubble out through their nose, carry it about in that. But Protoss, nah, just turn it into a cube. Use probably some sort of force field to keep it like that. Pretty boss. This, you know, this is not action packed, is it? I think I'm itching for a fast forward here because like there's just nothing happening, is there? Some units are being built. Some other units are being built over here, but nothing. You can smell what type of game this is going to be. This is just going to be an A click, and one of these two armies will beat the other one. Now Jonesy has got a slightly larger army at present, so it's just gonna depend on a few things. If he doesn't have any detection, he's going to be in trouble because he's not going to get anything done until the mothership's dead, and I don't think he does have any detection. It's a mishmash army on both sides. You know, this is like, when do you ever see this combination of stuff together? Some roaches, some hydras, some mutas, all of it together. A lot of the hydras not shooting, which is really unfortunate. So I think the Protoss is going to take this fight pretty easily, really, just because most of the Zerg engagement was just so terrible, really horrible, that, you know, the mothership cloaking field, all the roaches were getting in the way, and so the hydras weren't even shooting, and they were just getting shot in the face by carriers and stuff. And then of course carriers mess with the AI, so your hydra's trying to shoot the interceptors, and you really do have to focus fire when you're playing against hydras. So it was a very one-sided fight, which is unfortunate, and there isn't really anything here that's going to stop this this bizarre looking Protoss army. Look at all these void rays. So yeah, that's kind of that. I don't really know what to say. There's the hive on the natural again. Yeah, I would have liked to see some Nidus play. I like your thinking there, Jonesy. Get the Nidus into action. That certainly would have given your opponent something to think about. I would have loved to see some Nidus Swarm Host play. That's very difficult to deal with as a Protoss. KernelPanic, I would have liked to have just seen you attack much sooner. What did KernelPanic play last time? Because if it was Protoss, like, surely he has to play off race. I can't even remember. Anyway, it does look like this game is over, and I think, you know, I think I promised I would try and be more cheerful about this game, and I somehow failed to do it. So, you know, the next match I sent, I promise I'm going to be definitely 32% more upbeat and informative, and easily 20% better casting. GG.